According to the United States government and several of its allies around the world, Bashar al-Assad, the leader of Syria, and his government used chemical weapons to kill over 1,000 innocent people. The United States government has been at the forefront, claiming that they have indisputable proof that the Assad government were behind the attacks. Many of the pundits and supporters of both sides of the aisle, that is, the Democrats and the Republicans, stated that the rebels did not have the means to deliver this type of weaponry, so it had to be the Assad government. As I'm sure you are aware, al-Assad denies these allegations and challenged the U.S. to present the evidence it claims it has. Barack Obama advocated bombing targets in Syria as punishment for this heinous act. Assad recently gave an interview to Charlie Rose, and in the interview, he again denied that his government was responsible and challenged Rose to present the evidence. Rose replied that the evidence has been presented to U.S. members of the Senate and Congress who represent the people. Assad reminded Rose that this has been done before by former President Bush and Colin Powell. He pointed out that the evidence was even presented to the American people. But the presentation and the claims by the Bush administration were bogus. Here are a couple things that I don't understand. Number one, if the U.S. has indisputable evidence that the Assad government is responsible for killing over 1,000 people using the most lethal and dangerous weaponry on the planet, why would they just want to shoot a shot across the bow or just bomb some targets and not go in with the intention to arrest Assad so that he can have his day in international court where this indisputable evidence can be presented, in a similar way that they did to try Saddam Hussein? Number two, if the President of the United States go on TV and broadcast to the world that the U.S. government will not stay on the sideline if the Syrian government used chemical weapons, and the leader of the Syrian government wants to stay in office and has every intention of defending his government against the rebels, why would he do anything to draw the U.S. government off of the sideline into the battle? It simply doesn't make any sense. In closing, I have to say it's pretty shocking to me that the so-called leaders around the world seem surprised by the reaction, response, and reluctance of their people to use their country's military resources to confront the Syrian government without seeing concrete evidence after what happened in Iraq, where there were no weapons of mass destruction found. I mean, they must really think their people are really dumb or sound asleep. Apparently, there are still many of us that are not part of the walking dead. And this is the silver lining. Thanks for watching. God bless and shalom.